welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a first impression of the new L'Oreal Pro-glow Foundation. This is in their Infallible line. It goes right along with their Pro-matte Foundation, which this one is really loved. It's really hyped about, and I was just searching through Ulta the other day and saw that this new foundation had popped up on their website, and I did a little YouTube search. Not too many people have it, just some people have it from PR. It's not out in drugstores yet, but you can buy it online on L'Oreal.com as well as Ulta.com. So I picked it up and I thought I'd give it a first impression. So if you are interested in that, please keep watching and don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Okay, so I'll read off some of the claims that this foundation has. It says it's a lasting glow foundation, never dull, never greasy, has a radiant finish, wears up to 24 hours, medium coverage, airtight texture. It just says shake well and then dot into skin, yada yada yada. It does have SPF. It has an SPF of 15. It's for normal to dry skin. It's supposed to be really hydrating. So yeah, let's give it a try. I'm going to prime half of my face, I think the left half, with the Maybelline Master Prime. This is the Blur and Smooth. I do have more oily skin, but I am able to get away with some more dewy foundations as long as I set them. Also just kind of depends on what I have going on in my world. Today I don't really have anything going on. Hence the outfit and the fact that my hair is still up in a towel. Okay, so on the, let's see, we'll do like on the left side, I'm going to apply it with my beauty sponge. And on the right side, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. I believe this is the Flawless Face Brush. It's just my favorite like buffing brush. So let's go ahead and do that. Ew, get it in my mouth. Whew. I will say it's like super liquidy and super runny. You can see it just running down my finger right there. I'm just kind of applying the same amount that I would normally, like with the other L'Oreal foundation. So I'm just gonna go in and blend it out with my beauty sponge. So that is one layer with my beauty sponge. I would say this is more of a light. Probably you can build it up to a medium. So let's go ahead, and this was the prime side. It applied really, really well. It feels really soft, like it really absorbed into the skin and melted in quite quickly with very little effort. But this was on the prime side, so let's go ahead with the brush on the unprimed side and see how that works. So personally, I would say I got more coverage using the brush with this foundation. For me, it usually just depends. Like, I don't find that my beauty sponge gives more coverage than a brush every single time with every single foundation. I do say that with the Pro Matte, I definitely get more coverage with a sponge. But with this guy, I would say I get more coverage with a brush. So on this unprimed side, they went on like equally as well. I wouldn't say that you would necessarily need to use a primer with this thing. They look the exact same to me. I don't know how it would look to you guys on camera. But to me, they look the exact same when it comes to like how well they applied to the skin. So for me, it really wouldn't matter. If you're not a fan of priming, you wouldn't have to with this foundation. And if you prefer brushes over sponges, this is probably going to work a little bit better. But that could also be because it is a little bit more runny, that the sponge would kind of absorb the product a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and see how kind of buildable this is. So I'm going to put on a second layer. But it feels really nice. It feels comfortable. It's a little tacky. Like, I would definitely have to set it. Even if you had drier skin, I think you would probably want to set it lightly, not like heavily. It's very nice. It's very comfortable. And like I said, it blends in really quickly. Brush and sponge. I didn't have to put a lot of effort into blending it out, which is extremely nice. I would say, however, with how runny it is, I'm probably using a little bit more product than I do with the matte foundation. Just because it is runny and so a lot more comes out at once. So this is the unprimed side. I'm just gonna mix them together just to see how buildable it is. It's like a gorgeous day outside. Super pretty. I want to go outside, but I know it's like blazing hot. Okay, so that is what 2 layers looks like on the skin. That's not bad. I would say that's definitely a medium coverage with 2 layers. It built up equally as well on both sides. Let's see. Get a close up here. I would say it got a little streaky on this side. This is the side that's primed and that I used the beauty sponge the first time around. And it didn't get streaky on the unprimed side. So it might just be the fact that I used like a mattifying and smoothing primer. It also could be like I said, it's really runny, so I feel like I'm using a lot of product because it comes out of the tube so quickly. It would just take like, I don't know, practice, I guess, in just seeing like how much product you would need to use. So like I said, I'm oily, so I am going to go ahead and finish my makeup, and that includes like setting it in concealer and all that stuff, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I have the rest of my makeup done, and everything went on really well. Like the bronzer and the blush and the highlight went on really well. Nothing's patchy. I used really reliable products, so I know exactly how they're gonna perform throughout the day. I will say they went on a little bit smoother on the primed side than the unprimed side, but that was kind of to be expected for me and how makeup performs on my face. But overall, it's not too bad. After I set it, it did go like really, really matte, and I didn't use tons of powder. I used just my average amount, and the same amount that I would have used on the matte foundation versus the radiant foundation. So I don't know. I was kind of disappointed in that. You can still see it's kind of radiant on my head, like I don't have any highlighter on up there. But for the most part, around the like bottom section of my face, it really went away. So I don't know. To me, I was a little disappointed in that just right off the bat. But anyways, so we will see how it performs throughout the day. It is 11:18. So yeah, I'm just gonna wear, I don't have anything planned today, but I will do at least one check-in probably in the middle of the day, and yeah, let you guys know how it's performing. So I'll see you later. Hi everyone. So don't mind my hair. I'm having one of those days where like I washed it with something new that I had out of one of my Birch boxes. My hair is not agreeing with it. It feels weird, it feels nasty, but anyways. So I'm just sitting here editing a few videos. I haven't really gone outside or anything like that. But I'm looking at my face here, and oh, I forgot to mention, it's 3:15, so I've had this foundation on for 4 hours already. And what I can say is, on the side that I have primed, I don't know if it's like the type of primer that I use, because I use like a blurring and smoothing one, which fills in your pores. It's a little bit thicker. I don't know, but it doesn't feel like the foundation really set in to my skin, if that makes sense. Like if you have a really good foundation that you love, typically it's because the foundation like sets in and it molds into your skin, and it feels like your skin and the foundation have kind of become one. And it feels like that on the side that I didn't prime, but on the side that I did prime, it feels like it's just sitting right on top and stuff. Like it didn't fully kind of adhere to my skin. And that could be the fact that, like I said, I am oily, so I used a primer that combats the oiliness, whereas on this other side, since this foundation is designed more for people with drier skin, because this didn't have any primer on it, it is a little bit drier. So I think that could potentially be why. Like I could probably just get away with putting more of a mattifying primer in the specific areas like my T-zone, and then not priming the rest of my face, or using my NYX First Base Primer because it's not as thick. I think those products would help to kind of get rid of this weird feeling I'm having. But overall, it doesn't look too bad. Like, it doesn't look oily on my skin. I don't feel the need to like go in and blot. I will say that it has settled into my expression lines really strongly, like around my face when I smile and like my forehead and things like that. So it's really settled in those areas. But other than that, like, my bronzer and all of that stuff has really like held strong and it's still really vibrant. So I'm not hating it. I'm not like full on in love with it by any means, but I don't hate it. Like, I will still wear it. But anyways, so that's just my like halfway through the day check-in, and I will see you guys later.
This is what I'm gonna watch all the time.
Alright guys, so I am back for my final check-in. It is 9 o'clock at night, so I have had this foundation on for 10 hours now, which for a lot of people that's kind of excessive. For me, it's pretty average, like a normal wear day. So I'm just looking at my face like close up, and for the most part, I really don't have that much foundation left on. So I just want to remind you, I do have oily skin, and this is a Pro-glow the Pro-glow Foundation that's more focused towards people with normal to dry skin. So it's not necessarily meant for people with oily skin, I want to reiterate that, but like, still looking, I've used other foundations that aren't meant for people with oily skin, or like not focused for people with oily skin, and they last a lot better than this did. I will say, like, it is a radiant finish, I'll give them that. It is like a nice medium finish, even with my 2 layers put on. I'm sorry, Bentley's playing around and he's driving me nuts. And it is like a really lightweight foundation. I will remind you that this side, my left side, your right, didn't really sink into the skin very well, and that's probably just has to do with the primer that I used. But it really like formed really well with my skin on the side that I didn't prime. So this just might be a nice prime kind of foundation for oily people to use if you don't want to do a lot of heavy priming, or if you don't want to prime your skin at all. I also think it'll be really good to mix in with some of my really matte foundations. I have a couple that are too matte for summer. I just don't like to wear them because it makes them heavy. So I tend to mix in like a radiant primer or a luminous primer or something within the foundation. So I can use this to mix it in with those to make them not so matte and to be a little bit more comfortable for summer. So like, it's not a terrible product. I would recommend getting it, but I mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but just looking at it on my skin, which I really didn't do anything today, it's all gone. Like, most of my bronzer and my blush is gone. It's gone all around my nose, over here. I'm not excessively oily. Like, it's all left on my forehead, and I'm not excessively oily up there. So I don't know, it could just be a fluke, but I don't know, I'll still have to play around with it. I will say, once this comes out in drugstores, it's $12.99, and I would recommend going out and picking it up and kind of playing around with it. I think it would be good for all skin types, just in different ways. But if you do have normal to dry skin, run out and pick this up like now. I hope you guys liked this review. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!